going to get started. I don't have any other announcements. All I want to say is that if you haven't signed up for your free affirmation cards yet, make sure you do that, guys. I'm going to be addressing a big stack of them today. I'm a little bit behind. I haven't sent any out in the last week or so. But all you have to do is go to katekrocko.com/snail mail and put in your whatever your mailing or shipping address is, and I will send you a free affirmation card in the mail. It's just fun to get a little snail mail. I love getting snail mail, guys. Actually, one of my clients did something very similar. She has these declaration cards. They're like scripture verse declaration cards, and she just started doing this. She sent these out to her people, and it was just so fun. I was like, ooh, who sent me mail? This is exciting. And I got a little something fun in the mail. All right, so we're going to dive in today. We are going to be talking about your business not being your identity. Can anyone relate to this? Is anyone right now, and please, there's no judgment in this conversation at all. Does anyone feel like your business is just like your entire life? And it's actually not a bad thing, okay? Because I'm going to share with you 2 snapshots of what my business being my entire life looked like in the past and what it looks like now. So in the past, my business being my life was everything that happened to my business dictated what my happiness was like. So if something didn't go right in my business during the day, maybe I didn't have the best interaction, or maybe I felt really let down after a call, or maybe, yes, Carrie, you understand, maybe I had a launch and it didn't go the way I planned. I would feel like, guys, it sounds a little dramatic, but I'm just speaking for myself, and I'm sure there's others out there who feel this way. I would feel like my life was over. Like it's not that I didn't have anything to live for anymore. I'm not going to say it went to that extreme, but it was just like, I would get really down in the dumps and really depressed. And I felt like my value was how well my business was doing. So here's the thing, if my business was great, was like, if I felt on top of the world, like I was booking all these clients and filling up programs, I felt like I was the most amazing person. And that's not the way to run a business. And here's the thing, our businesses, yes, they are a reflection of us, because we pour our hearts, our souls, everything that we have into our businesses. And for most of us, our business is our personality. Like, we are our brand. So I can see how it can be really easy for people to fall into that trap. And for me, gosh, I fell into that trap for a very long time, okay? And when I first found out I was pregnant with Annabelle, that's where it got really scary for me, because I felt like my whole life was being ripped away from me, because I was so sick. I could no longer really work in my business. I was just laying on the couch, sleeping in bed all day. And guys, it was the best thing for me, because I had to really dig deep and see, like, all right, you know what? Now that my business is sort of gone, it really wasn't gone, but now that I can't be a part of my business 24/7, like, who is Kate? Who am I? And I really didn't know who I was at that time. I had just gotten so immersed in the business. Again, I was excited. I loved doing what I did. It felt amazing. I felt on top of the world, but I didn't know what I liked to do anymore. Like, I didn't watch TV shows. I would only read like business development books, only listen to business development podcasts. Didn't really have hobbies anymore. Like, I used to love to cook. I used to love to bake. I used to love to crochet, to do Pinterest projects. I actually used to like create stuff, like these beautiful like jewelry stands out of like old antique china, and I used to sell them in this consignment shop around here. Like, I used to make like these beautiful hair ties, just do all these different things, like crafty things. And when I had my business, I was like, I don't have time for that stuff anymore. I got a business to run, so I can't do fun things. I literally forgot what it was like to have fun. I forgot what I like to do. And that's not a good place to be in, guys. Okay. Let me tell you though, it's very easy to be there. So I don't want you to judge yourself. I don't want you to feel bad. It's very easy to be there, and you can get out of it. Your business does not have to run that way. I had this sort of, I think it was sort of like my low, when a friend said to me, she was like, Kate, like I had people like friends who were like, you can't do this anymore. You can't work 24/7. Your happiness cannot be dependent on your business. And she was like, what are you, like, you can't continue this way. Like you have to take time off. And I was so angry. I was really frustrated, and she knows that. But after she left, because of my reaction, because I had such an angry and like defensive reaction, I mean, I didn't like attack her or anything, but I definitely was like not very nice. I was like, ooh, something's not right. Like that's not good. That's not good that I can't even take feedback from someone else right now. So I knew that something needed to change. And the only way that that changed for me was having the baby, and really that sort of being stripped away and pulled from me. What I want to say to you guys is that you can do this. And you don't have to get your life or your business pulled away from you in order to start doing this. And I have some tips for you guys today. But let me hey, Heather, great to see you. Hello, hello. Hi, Salma, great to see you. So I want to share with you a snapshot of what my business looks like today. Today, I have a baby who's going to turn 1 on Monday. My husband and I have a bunch of other personal projects going on with our joint business. And this business I love dearly, but I may be working it like 15 hours a week at the most, because I've learned to live life, guys. I've learned that my happiness is not dependent on how well I'm doing in my business, how big my bank account is. I have learned to just be happy all the time. Or not all the time, guys. I mean, I shouldn't say that, right? Because there are days where life is hard, and we have to really choose happiness. That's my thought, is that there's going to be days where you just got to choose it. It's not going to be easy to just say, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to feel happy. No, it's got to be a choice. I'm going to choose to think about what I'm grateful for and move forward in the day. So nowadays, guys, I can't believe it. Like, I actually watch Netflix. I read. I do fun things with the baby. I take a lot of time off. We just took like 2 weeks off and went to Texas. I took a ton of time off in the winter for a bunch of retreats that I went to. I really don't work that much. And it's because I've learned that I need to just be happy. When I'm happy, my business runs. My business is fine. And there's not those waves, because I think a lot of people in business experience those waves. It looks like, I say, like contraction monitor, right? It's like up really high and then dips right down. Or it looks almost like what a lot of people experience is bipolar disorder. And I don't want to take that lightly at all, because that's a very serious mental health condition that a lot of people have. And I think that it can be very easy to experience those sort of symptoms when you're a business owner. I think with the seasons, I know the seasons are very hard for people, especially people who have like a brick and mortar business, because I have clients who do. And I think that it can, hey, Lynn, great to see you. Yeah, Kara, it can feel like a roller coaster ride. You're so right. I think seasons are hard for a lot of businesses, because let's say like here in New York, if you have a brick and mortar business and it's a state of emergency because there's 3 feet of snow outside and people can't get to your business, you're not selling your products. which can be really hard. So I think, you know, you've got to just keep in a good mindset. And I'm going to give you guys a couple tips today. Let me just pop this up and let me just make sure that I'm not missing any comments at all. Let's see. Do you guys have any other thoughts? Comments? I'm just popping into the Confident Ladies Club to see if any of you guys do. Lynn says, we need to get together sometime. Maybe get the kiddos. Yeah, Lynn has a little babe too. And Lynn lives in New York. Awesome, awesome. Lynn, I am having a meetup here at my home in upstate, which is only about an hour and a half drive from the city, next Friday the 20th. So yeah, if any of you guys are local and you want to come, shoot me a message and I'll give you the information. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go through these real quick with you guys, and then I want you to go and read this blog post on your own. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 simple tips to help you split from the belief that your value is determined by your business and how well your business is doing. Number 1, memorize this. Your business does not equal your life success. Again, like, who are you really? What are the things that you like? What are those things that you loved before you went into business? So for a lot of us, when we were in 9-to-5s, I'm just going to speak for myself. I was miserable. I was never very happy. I felt undervalued, underappreciated, underpaid, all of the unders. And I needed an escape after work. I needed to do something to get my mind off of work. So that's when I would like do Pinterest projects and make pretty Pinterest boards and decorate the house and bake and try different recipes. Like, that was stuff that I really loved to do. And then I came into entrepreneurship and I forgot about all that stuff again because I didn't have time to do it. So go back. What were those things that maybe when you were unhappy in your 9-to-5 or your previous job, what were the things that brought you joy? Start adding those back into your life little by little, okay? It's number 1. Number 2 is, again, go back and figure out, I actually moved ahead a little bit. Number 1 was just, your business does not equal your life success, and memorizing that. Number 2 is to figure out what brings you joy and bring that back. Number 3 is find accountability. So this is so important, guys. Accountability is a huge one. Let's see, we do have a comment. Heather says, take the dogs for walks. Yes, that brings me so much joy. And guys, this is really sad. When I was so immersed in my business early on, I would be like, I don't have time to take the dog for a walk. Like, I've got too much business to do. I've got too much work to do. There's not enough time for it. But I love taking Turbo for a walk. I mean, it's cold now, so it's not as enjoyable as usual, but I love it because I know how much excitement it brings him. He gets so happy when I take him for a walk. Love your entrepreneur outlook. I'm definitely starting to do all of that. You inspired me. Oh, I'm so glad to hear, Lynn. Wow, she's going back to event planning and creating sisterhood. So cool. That's awesome. I love to see that. And I think that motherhood brings that out a lot in us, is that we have to like detach from our businesses for a little bit. And then it gives us space to really think about like what those things are we love and enjoy. Kara says, great reminder, our business does not equal our life success. I need to tap into my joyful hobbies again. I finally got my keyboard piano back. I didn't know you played piano. From my parents after 10 years. So I'm going to start scheduling practice time into a few days a week. I had no idea. That is cool, Kara. I love that. I love that so much. Wow, that's really cool. Now you're making me think of like, ooh, what else could I do? Like, what other hobbies could I add into my life? Wow. Heather says that she's thinking of fostering another pup. His human will be deployed. That is so sweet. Wow, that's huge, Heather. And that will bring you and that person a lot of joy, knowing that their pup is in a safe, loving home. That's awesome. Oh, and Natalie, so great to see you. Natalie said that's how she got her chocolate lab. Oh, I love that so much. So yeah, here's another thing. Like, What about volunteering? I know like a lot of us probably back in high school, in college, we did this to build our resumes, right? To like get into college, or just to try it out and experience it. What about going back to volunteering? I used to say, guys, this is terrible again. When I was in my 9 to 5, I would say, once I'm a business owner, I will have all the time in the world to volunteer. And I can volunteer at soup kitchens or whatever I want to do. And started the business, did it once, volunteered at soup kitchen once, and then was like, I don't have time to commit to this. Like, I need to build my business. Terrible, because we have all the time in the world. We have all the time for the things that we care about the most. Lynn says, I don't have a lot of free time, but definitely miss my girls' nights out and love volunteering. And Heather says, yes, have volunteering on the list. On the board for a nonprofit right now. That's awesome. Yeah, so I recently was like, my life is crazy. I have 0 time, but I'm going to start volunteering again. So I just started actually last Sunday in the nursery at our church. And we'll be doing that a few months out of the year. And it was so fun to just like get to hold other babies and just be able to sort of like pitch in and be a part of a team and help other people. So that was awesome. Love that, ladies. Love that you guys brought up volunteering. So the last one here, find accountability. This one is huge. You need a group, you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need family, you need people around you who are going to uplift you and bring you back to reality when you need it the most, to hold a mirror up for you and say, I think you're going back into that crazy business mode. You are losing your identity again. I think that you need to take a step back and just go out and take a walk. And you can have, like, my coach will say things like that to me, which is amazing. And that's why it's like, you can have friends and family who will do that, but sometimes it's really powerful to have a paid community that you're in, whether it's a mastermind or a group program or a business incubator or a membership site or just one-to-one coaching with a coach. This is so relevant to my life. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. So great to see you. I think your name is Whitney. Because when it's something that is paid, like, you will make it happen. So I know you're my coach because I'm paying for it. I will reach out if I'm having a hard day. I will say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm in this swirl. I need your help. I need your insight. I need you to hold up a mirror and tell me, like, am I doing this? Or am I doing that? Am I going back to that old mindset? So make sure you have some support around you, whatever that looks like. Any thoughts or questions? Again, guys, please, I think all of us in business go through this, so don't feel like you're the only one, or don't feel like there's anything wrong with you if you're experiencing it. It's a normal part of business. It's like, there's all these things we learn. Like, we have this passion and idea to start a business because we want to do X, Y, and Z. And then we don't realize that we have all these roadblocks and barriers that come along the way. And this is one of them. And it's a very normal one. So yeah, Heather says, I think we forget to reach out. Yeah, it's so important. I tend to turtle and go away into my shell. Yeah, no, that's not good. That's like the worst thing we can do. And I know when you're feeling crappy, like, you don't want to reach out to people, but maybe sometimes it's like even having like a code word with like your friends or your coach or your whatever group you're in, and just saying like, hey, I am doing it again. Something like that. And then they know that they need to ask you certain questions. So any thoughts, comments, anything? Let me check the Confident Ladies Club and make sure I'm not missing anything in here. Let's see. No questions in there. Please make sure you go read the blog article if you haven't yet. And if anything comes up between now and our next Facebook, Instagram live, send me a message. always, or comment here and I'll write you back. I love hearing from you guys. All right, I hope that you have a wonderful Wednesday. I had to check the day again. I'm always getting my days mixed up. Entrepreneur problems. I thought today was Thursday. It's only Wednesday. Such a great, oh, thank you so much, Heather. I'm really working on my writing skills right now. Trying to improve as I'm writing this book proposal. This has been a process, guys. This is a process of my patience. Writing a book, writing a proposal is not easy. And I think it's just a good example of how sometimes in business, you know, we create things and we need to scrap them, or we create things and we've got to like really rework them in order to make it work. But when we do that, the best things are created. So I'm just being patient. I have done a lot of deleting, a lot of scrapping, but I know that it's building my character. Yeah, my book, I'm not going to share too much information, but it's about mindset, confidence, female entrepreneurs, and really digs deep into the lies that we tell ourselves as female entrepreneurs. And it's really told by my own story. So I give a lot of real life examples. So this is why it's a little harder to write also, because it's really close to home for me. And some stuff I've never shared before. So it's very connected. And that's why it's probably taking me a little bit longer also. So I could use all of your prayers or good energy and vibes, because I really want to get this proposal done. I feel like I was saying this in the winter. I had it done. I got it done. My goal was to have it done by January 1st. I had it done and then started to pitch it and got some feedback from people, and have now been editing and really taking that feedback to heart, and was great constructive feedback, and trying to make it polished and just amazing so that the next people who see it will be interested. So I'm hoping by the end of April I can start pitching again. Thanks for your support, everyone. It's so great to see you all, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.